Hi there, it's John from itsmorethanjustgaming.com. Welcome. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing video on one of my most recent Kickstarter arrivals, Gloomhaven, which you can see is this monster of a box to my right here. And I do stress that it is a huge box. I feel sorry for the postie who had to deliver it because I live on the top floor of a block of flats. It is significantly larger than any box for any game I've previously purchased. It's gorgeous quality, it's shiny, colourful, beautiful artwork. Let me just read out the back for you. Welcome to Gloomhaven. Being a mercenary on the edge of civilization is anything but easy. I will start that part again. Being a mercenary on the edge of civilization is anything but easy. For those stupid or brave enough to leave the relative safety of Gloomhaven's walls, adventure, wealth and fame await in the wild and shadowy forests, snowy mountain caves and long-forgotten crypts. Just don't expect anyone to pay for your service up front, because no one expects you to come back alive. Gloomhaven is a cooperative game of tactical combat in a unique evolving fantasy world. Each player will assume the role of a hardened mercenary with their own personal motives. Together, players will fight through a campaign of scenarios that reacts and changes based on the player's actions, creating a unique game state full of discovered treasure, retired adventures, and permanent choices. Each scenario offers players deep tactical decisions where ability cards have multiple uses, and using the right ability at the right time can mean the difference between success and failure. Gloomhaven offers streamlined tactical combat without dice against fully automated enemies, each with their own unique behaviour patterns. In this box, players will find a fully realised fantasy campaign experience of unparalleled scope and depth. So that's what the game is. This video is, I'm just going to be taking the components out of the box. I've not read the rules for it, and I've not watched any how to plays, so I'm not going to be able to go into too much detail on any of the individual components. I am going to try and just show you the individual components so you can see them. Given the limitations of recording and given how huge Gloomhaven's box is, I'm also going to, this will link back to a blog in the description, which will have photographs of components with a little bit more description attached to them. So once you watch the video, if you want to know a little bit more, so if Starship Troopers, would you like to know more, click on the link in the description and you'll be able to have a close-up on some of the components with a description. And also go and visit that my website anyway, because it's awesome. It has lots of gaming stuff on it. So let's have a look inside the box. Okay, so here we have the box on the table, and as you can see it's quite a bit deeper than a gaming box. Let's lift off the lid. Okay. I'll pop this to one side. I did have a peek in the box when this arrived, and then I repacked it so that we could do this. Okay, so this is the campaign book. Look how thick that is. So actually let's just open up at a random page somewhere a little bit closer to the middle. So that's one of the adventure maps that you get to play on. There's a little bit of flavour text here and an adventure map describing what the players are going to be getting up to. That looks pretty awesome. And hang on a second, I'll just tell you. 91, 92. There are 95 scenarios in this book. I have never, and I mean never, seen a game that ships with this many scenarios. Not even Descent. I don't even think Descent with all of its expansions goes that high. So we have a game board. I might have to zoom out for this one. Oh, actually you can see it. So we have Gloomhaven up here, which has lots of little numbers on it and lots of little locations. I think they might be scenario locations. Yeah, they might be scenario locations. You've got a prosperity rating along the bottom. Hang on, I'll just move that a little bit closer into shot. Prosperity rating, from what I understand, as you complete scenarios, Gloomhaven's prosperity goes up, which means you have access to more stuff in the city, and I like that. You've got lots and lots of areas around the board where the scenarios are. It's not bad artwork to start with, but I also know that Gloomhaven has lots of stickers in it that you put on the map, and you do get a legacy game. So I'm going to pop the board away just now. This is the town records. I'm not quite sure what's in here. The book is actually sealed, which is interesting. I'm assuming that this is about town upgrades when you reach higher levels of prosperity. So that's quite cool. This is the Solo Scenarios booklet. I ordered this as part of my Kickstarter, so there are... Does it have numbers? It doesn't have numbers, but if I recall, there's about 16 additional scenarios in that. So that's quite cool. The rulebook, that is pretty hefty. So you've got general icons at the back, quite a lot of detail on the rules in there, so I think I'm going to be spending a good afternoon or two reading all of this. But yeah, that's pretty nice. What else do we have in here? Anything else that stands out? Nope, probably not. Stickers. Lots of stickers. They all appear to be numbered, so I don't know. I gather they can be placed in different places, but I'm not quite sure how that works. More stickers here. These don't appear to be the quest numbers. These appear to be certain things that happen as... They look like persistent effects or... achievements. Okay, achievements get stuck on the board when you unlock them. That's cool. Small stickers. Not quite sure what they're for. Looks like bonuses and persistent effects. So that's quite cool. Okay, these are party sheets. I think there are about 19 of these or something like that. So less than 20. But yeah, character sheet. Reminds me a bit of Hero Quest. What have we got here? I don't know what this is. It looks like a cipher for a code. And it looks very runic. We'll see. There are some envelopes that are sealed. And I'm pretty sure one of them is actually a stretch goal. I guess these are actually unsealed when you achieve certain points during the quest. I quite like that, how they seal up certain things, so it is basically... You spend your money, and it wasn't a cheap game, I have to say. It was about... I can't remember. It wasn't cheap, but you're getting one campaign out of it. But with 90 odd quests in the core set and another 16... even if it was £100, it's still, and it's suggesting that it's about half an hour per player per game, you're getting, it's 50p a game almost. Right, so, punch cards. So, monsters, environment, more monsters, tokens that I'm not sure what they're for. Oh, I've got two. Oh, and one of them has come out. I need to be careful because I'm not going to be completely unpacking this yet. More punch cards, so more locations, more monsters. The monsters in this all are all tokens. I think there was actually an upgrade, but I chose not to buy it. And lots of effect tokens by the looks of it. That's quite cool. Actually, are these double-sided? Yes, they are. So yeah, it's a blue and an overgrown tile there, whereas you've got sort of orangey tiles on that side. That's cool. The tiles look very similar, and there are a lot of them. So perhaps each location doesn't look quite as nice set up as Descent, but I think there are lots of tokens that actually change the environments. So let's see, we've got dark and green there, purple and overgrown again. Got a square room that's orange, a hexagonal room, more monsters. Yeah. See, that's quite cool. Also quite cool. There is, like, lots of repetition. Not complaining. Really looking forward to playing this. Okay, this looks new. Just give you an idea, there's about 10 more card sheets to go, at least. So more monsters, more tiles. I'm just going to be a little bit quicker about it this time. Oh, hang on a second. These appear to be blank on the back. And they're blank on that side too. What on earth are they for? No idea. This possibly was a standard punch card design and they just didn't have need for anything to be these tokens. Oh, that looks interesting. A dragon and a round tracker. This looks like it's a player board. Actually, I'm going to move that a little bit closer to the camera. So, got a dragon there. Well, that's pretty cool. Got a round tracker, whatever that is, and a round board. So that's possibly to do with combat. It did say diceless. Some more passageways. Oh, a big room, and we're starting to get terrain. When I had a quick look at the campaign book, you did actually have terrain things that you could put on the cards so that you could customize them a little bit, or rather a lot. So barrels, you've got overgrowth, got a little, that looks mossy, rock, cannons. Oh, well, actually they look like monster cannons. Boxes and more. I'm going to need to use quite a few bags, I think, to sort this lot out. It's a good job I bought a job lot of Ziplocs quite a while ago. Okay, so we've got more terrain, we've got rocks, we've got greenery, we've got walls, got shrubbery. Possibly that means we've got Monty Python sketch in the making there. A shrubbery! Yeah, that was a terrible impression, I know. Again, passageway, more shrubbery, more rocks and wreckage. I'll lift this one up because I didn't do the last one, but yeah. Got greenery there, rocks, walls, the main shrubbery, and these look like mechanisms. I'll lift that up a little bit closer. Kind of looks like mechanisms. Again, another board that looks fairly similar to the last few that I've just pulled out. Oh, this one's a bit different. We've got large rooms, a really large room. We've got bits of wood. These look like crypts and tombs and things like that. These look like bookcases. That's quite cool. Got one large room here, and this is the last punch card with bears. Used bears in the last role-playing game I played. It was really cool. They weren't expecting bears. Rocks. Looks like fog or something like that. And sort of like overgrown ground, and it's cool. Okay. I'm not quite... There are about 30 odd of these, whatever they are. I did actually look it up on the rules because I had no idea. Let's see if I can find out for you just now. I just need to find the rule book, and I can't. Yeah, well, there's 35 of these. Let's see if there's anything on any of. Oh, it opens. Okay, so like I say, there's quite a few of these. It looks like it opens up, and inside. Oh, it looks like a class deck. Ah, so it looks like a character card. I wonder if these are NPCs that you encounter, or if they're actually heroes. Not quite sure. This looks like it's... Ah, these are monsters. These are monsters. Yeah, so the Inox Brute, the Brute. It's got a sort of like a back, because I recognise this from some of the punch cards in there. These are monster cards, so I'm not going to go through too much of them. That's cool. The monsters themselves have... looks like they have their own character sheets. I guess that some of them are powerful enough to warrant that. They appear to have their own couple of decks, so let's have a quick look inside the Brute deck. So, has an ability Trample, Eye for an Eye, Grab and Go, Skewer. Yeah, that looks like a combat deck, very much. And it did say that the monsters were fully automated, so this might be their attack deck. Perhaps this governs their movement or something like that. Certainly it wouldn't be the first game I've seen where characters are governed by rules on cards, because Undercity does that, although it's one card for the entire class, and it's very simplified. I'm just having a look in the smaller deck now. Ah, this appears to be, this might actually also be their attack deck. Something to do with that. I think what I'll need to do is take some photographs of this and do an explanation of it on the website, so don't forget to click on the link to get full details, because I don't know what all of this is right now. I'm just opening the box. And I'm not going to go through all of these because it'll be very similar. Okay. Lots of packing material. Oh, excuse me, wow. There is still loads down here. I guess these could be like pre-made health counters or something like that. Health dials, mana dials, not quite sure. Standees for monsters. Oh wow, so many cards. Not even sure what these are. Unless these are the hero miniatures. Because there are supposed to be hero miniatures. Let's have a look in this box. Yes, there is a miniature in here. So it looks like a gnomish tinkerer of some description. Actually, I'll hold that up a little bit closer. That's quite cool. Individually boxed. Nice. Okay, so I'll pop you back in there. Okay, so this looks like I'm going to start opening up decks at the minute. And I can see player reference cards on the back of this deck, but that's quite a large deck for it to be just player reference. Okay, so there are some player reference cards. Some of these cards look like they are descriptions for rooms, actually. Give me a wee second. Okay, so yeah, these look like descriptions for rooms that might appear in any of the quests, and the rest of this pack appears to be descriptions of tile effects on those rooms. So actually it's a case of it might be a case of you look at the quest book for the scenario and it tells you to pick out a particular room card and the appropriate numbered tile effect card so that you can actually build up the appropriate scenario. What have we got? We've got another, oh, this says city on it. That sounds interesting. Actually, I'll pop these back into the box, into the little holder where they came from. Oh yeah, character reference cards too. So I'll open up this deck now. So these cards appear to be city cards. They give you a little bit of flavor text. You decide to unwind at the sleeping lion, but just as you're starting to relax, a bear of a man crashes into your table, scattering your drinks across the floor. Towering over him is a massive inox. What did you say about my horns? The inox shouts. The man stands up and brushes the shards of glass from his tunic. I said the sight of them makes me want to vomit. The inox roars and charges headlong into the man, crashing through more tables in the process. At this, the entire tavern erupts into violence. After all, when a man is deep into his drink, the last thing you want to do is knock that drink over. So you then have two options. Join the fray. These insults will not go unanswered, or do your best to stop the fighting. This is a respectable establishment. That's option A and option B. And on the back of the card are the results of option A and option B, which I'm going to show that they are there, but I'm not going to read out because, spoilers, you get different rewards or punishments based on your choices, which is quite cool. Sounds a bit like the travel cards in Descent, but with a much larger impact on the game, although I like the travel cards in Descent. So the fact that there is an enhanced version of that mechanic here really makes me happy. I'm now going to look through these road cards. They look very similar, actually. I guess it's when you're traveling to a location, you have road cards, I'm guessing. So that's one of the road cards. Heading out a little late, aren't you? The guard at the wall looks at you passively. You grunt in response and head through the open gate. Nobody's going to go looking for your corpse if you don't return, the guards shout at your back. You ended up embarking out on the road much later than you'd hoped. Events in town saw to that. But as dusk settles on the horizon, you feel confident that you're up to any threat you might face. And then begins the howling of wolves. Vicious, foul beasts, and judging from their sounds, they seem to be getting closer. Option A, run from the howling to safety. B, let the wolves come. And again, on the back, there are two options which I will show you exist, but I'm not going to read out. I guess some of them will be bad and some of them will be good. So let's have a look at the next deck. Really getting into this. Haven't even read the rules, don't even know how to play, but I'm really getting into this. I love campaign games like this. But then I've been role-playing for a long time. And anything that mimics elements of that is desirable to me. Okay, not quite sure what these cards are. Looks like it's the back of a journal on the back of the cards, or a journal cover on the back of the cards. These look like quests. I'm not going to read them out, but they look like quests. It's a case of, this one's called Seeker of Zorn, and it tells you to complete 3 specific types of scenario. It gives you flavor text. I'll read out the flavor text. Seeker of Zorn. Even as a child, you could feel the call of Zorn. Once worshipped as a god, his flock has long since been destroyed and disbanded. But you can hear him calling. You will travel to Gloomhaven as he commands. You will find his remains and set him free. The plague will once again be embraced. Complete three such and such scenarios, then unlock not such and such a scenario, and follow it to conclusion, and then open a thing. Open a box. Ooh, it says open one of these boxes. Nice. Okay. Could you just fit back in, please, without bending the cards? That would be great. There we go. Okay. This looks like an equipment deck. The Boots of Striding. During your movement, add +2 move to a single movement. Yeah, this is an equipment deck. So there's the Boots of Striding. Oh, the hooked chain. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all these. Yeah, these are item cards, probably available from the shops when you have access to shops. Okay, that's cool. Pop these back in here. What are these? They're tokens. They look like they're environmental effects or something like that. Oops, I just shook the camera. And what's the next one? Ah, these look like they are special items. So those are boots of levitation. Gain flying. Yeah, these are magical items, not just your run-of-the-mill shop items. Actually, I'm going to leave them shut just now. This looks like a combat deck. I vaguely actually I did watch. Now that I think about it, I did watch an instructional video on this a long time ago, and they had a combat deck, and I think this is it. So +0 strength, whatever that symbol is. 2 times that, or that's a multiplier, I should say. Okay, so that's a combat deck by the looks of things. What have we got here? Oh, the first thing I see is magma pit. Are these special terrain effects? These look like they are map tokens or something like that. Not quite sure what you use them for. Well, that's quite cool. Just try to put them back in their bag so I can stick them back in the box. And we're discovering that my fingers are about as nimble as I remember. There we go, in they go. What have we got next? This looks like another combat deck. I'm not going to bother opening that one just now. This looks like another combat deck of some description. Living Bones has there. Let's just try and open it up. Although that's possibly not the wisest thing in the world because there's nowhere for it to fit right now. So this is actually going to need a little bag of its own to keep it all together. But that's alright, because I can accommodate that. Just taking me a wee second to... Okay. I'm only gonna... Okay. These look like monster control cards. Because there's... Okay, this is a stone golem one. Move, attack, range, pull, and immobilize. I think that's basically... If you can do the move, do the move. If you can do the attack, do the attack. If you can't do that, move on to the next one sort of situation. Yeah, this is the monster combat deck. It's quite cool. These looks like some more magical items. So the imposing blade there. And we appear to have some enemy character cards or things like that. So there's the Bandit Commander. What do we have at the bottom here? Ah, covers for them so you can dictate levels. So you would slide the Bandit Commander in, and if he's level 1 you put him in at that level and you get that level. If he's level 2 or something that, you would put him in that way, so you've got these stats. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that appears to be pretty much everything in the box. That has been a colossal amount. Amazing. So that's been a quick peek inside the box, and I realise it wasn't that quick, but there was a lot inside that box. This game looks remarkably in-depth, which is something I look for in games. I know that's not for everyone. Some folk just want something they can pick up and play for half an hour with their mates and then go on and do other stuff, and that's fair enough. I've got plenty of games like that that meet that description, and they're fun. Gloomhaven I got because I heard that you built up your town, built up your reputation, got access to more stuff, you leveled up your characters. I didn't grasp the fact at the time that there were going to be 95 scenarios. I'm assuming you play through all of them eventually when you do the main campaign. Perhaps you even do them more than once, depending on how the campaign mechanic works. Like I say, I've not read the rules yet on how to do that. I would say if you want a little bit of a better look at the images from various cards that I've taken out of the box and some other examples of them, follow the link in the description to the blog article that accompanies this video, because there will be photographs of Gloomhaven cards there. By that point I should also have read the rules, so I can give a little bit of an instruction. I mean, look at how big the box is. It covers my face. It's huge. Absolutely huge. So yeah, I've been John from itsmorethanjustgaming.com. This has been my unboxing of Gloomhaven, which second edition Kickstarter just arrived. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Subscribe? I meant subscribe. Do go and check the article that accompanies this video to have a look at the images so you can get a better idea of what is available in the game, and have a poke around on the website because there's lots of cool gaming stuff there to do with board games, card games, war games and roleplay games. There's also some creative writing lessons and things like that on there because I do writing of fiction as well. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.